Alright y'all, I'm back with another video. So I will be making a Valentine's Day hat today. It is a pattern that I obtained from Erin B. I will put a link to the video and her channel in the description box below. You guys can check it out. It is so easy to follow. And the yarn that I'm using here is from Joann Fabrics. It is the Big Twist Hot Pink and the Mainstays Multicolored Pink. I'm also going to have a story time for you guys here today. It is going to be the who, what, when, why, and I guess how of how I got started crocheting. So stay tuned. So I guess the who. The person who taught me how to crochet is my lovely aunt. Her name is Fran. We call her Fran. And she literally taught me how to crochet.
Oh, I'm getting into the wind. Let me wait.
But yes, literally she makes so many things. Like, let me get it actually. I got you. So she made this. It is when you crocheting in the back loops. So it kind of has that like line pattern. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a blanket and she just stopped there. So I'm turning it into a pocket shawl. It's literally like the length of my arms. You know I had to make a collab for us. I crocheted a pocket. The pocket is not sewn on, not sewn on right now, but it is so big. Like, let me show you pocket size. Covers my whole hand. Like, it's gonna be, this is gonna be a very cozy like pocket scarf that I will have on my website during the winter time. So just fold it back up. So my aunt taught me how to crochet when I was in 3rd grade. She was coming to our house for a Christmas trip during Christmas time, and I literally was a
busybody.
I was like 8 or 9 at the time that she taught me how to crochet, and when I tell you she had like all this yarn, and I was like,
lady that I haven't seen since I was a little girl, what you about to do with all this yarn?
And she was like, if you want to know, you about to find out. And I was like,
okay.
She was like, are you left-handed or right-handed? Thank goodness I'm right-handed. If y'all know, it is so hard to teach somebody who is left-handed how to crochet. I'm sorry. I will work with you. I will figure it out. Don't be mad if I can't. I'm just saying. I am right-handed, and so it was pretty easy for me to try. And I'm also really big on poster making, crafts in general, so it was a bit more easy for me to learn, I would say, than the average child, because I was determined. You were not going to tell me I was not about to make my first chain stitch. I made a braid, and I took that braid serious. So I remember the first colors that I used were like pastel colors, and it was some of her yarn. So she had white, light blue, and light pink. Like, I'm pretty sure the yarn was from Walmart, Red Heart Super Saver. I can show you a picture right here. But so that was the colors that I used. So she first taught me how to position my hand. She said that typically people use it like you're eating. Oh, and it hurt. So I was like, let me try it this way because it's a little bit better. And I just made chain stitches. If y'all don't know what chain stitch is, when you go like this, and you just chain it. And you just make this chain. When I tell y'all I made a 50-foot chain, and I was like,
okay, what's the next step?
She said, switch colors. Now, she almost had me because I thought I was doing something, but I wasn't doing nothing. I was just having multiple chains in different colors. So I was a bit, you know, ready to get to the next step. That's okay. So what happened after that was she then taught me how to do a double crochet, which I would say a half double crochet would have been a lot easier because of the amount of steps that is in the double crochet, but I digress. She made it happen. So my first project was a granny square, and that granny square I took personal because I had the colors white, light pink, orchid purple, and red. I made that. I never finished it because it looked so bad. It was like the size of a pillowcase, and I didn't make another one or know how to make a pillow. My next project was a teddy bear from my cousin Layla, and that teddy bear, when I tell you that thing looked busted, it looked like a long rectangle with 2 half circles. And I made the dress though. I was proud of the dress. It's the same light pink that I learned how to make the first time, and I didn't know what to use the chains for, so this is what I did. I started braiding the chains together to make bracelets, sold them things for $3. I sure did.
I don't feel sorry.
And I sold them at lemonade stands. So it was kind of like, you didn't come here for this bracelet, but you about to get one because you supporting me, because you see a kid out here trying to make it. So you see that you're going to support me. Shout out to y'all and Noda. Y'all have my back. That was one of my first projects when I was experimenting with like stuffing projects. Then I graduated to making pot holders. Sold my first pair of pot holders to my music teacher back in band, and I was in the 6th grade. He had some orange and brown pot holders, like orange on one side, brown on the other. And I started venturing into making halter tops for people. I didn't wear them myself because I'm not wearing it. The next things that I started getting into was more of like the abstract kind of animals, like stuffed animals. Like I made a ladybug one time. I ended up making a stuffed cat. The eyes, okay, this was crazy because the eyes literally look scary. Like I gave the project to my friend, I would say. When I made them, I had to like take the cat back in order to remake the eyes because he was like, this ain't it, Chief. So I was like, I'm sorry, I agree, but it wasn't it. But yeah.
Hello, this is Asia's editor, Cayden Poe, telling you to stay hydrated. Now enjoy the rest of the video.
Stay hydrated. That was one of my next projects. I started getting into, let's say, like making pillows with people's initials on them. I love to make baby blankets. I'll put a few pictures as well of those. And some of them I sold, some of them I just gave away to like friends from church or
That was actually the only one I gave away.
out.
Giving away is not in my vocabulary.
But you know, the Lord doeth good work, so I give some things away if I feel so in my heart. But I usually sell them. So, and I put little RJ on it because his name is Raphael, and then he named his child Raphael. And then I made baby booties for the first time. That was super exciting. I didn't really get into having the name careentwist until 2018. So this is how careentwist came about. I am an avid connoisseur of dictionary definitions. When my word of the day popped up as careen, which means to move swiftly in an uncontrolled but specified direction. I feel like that's what crocheting is, moving like swiftly in an uncontrolled but specified direction. And then I told my brother who lives in Pennsylvania, and he made me a logo. And that's when it got serious. So then I went to my first craft fair that summer, and I brought my lovely editor, Cameron. He was a shared host, I would say, at my table. It was really nice. My setup was horrible because I didn't know anything about setups. It was hilarious.
But, you know, here we are.
Then I started going to more craft fairs. I ended up taking the business serious. I shipped my first order to Asia for a pair of fingerless gloves that had like a mitten that could come over your hand for a coworker of mine who was from Burma, which is politically known as Myanmar. It was literally amazing. The colors were red, white, and green, which I had because it was Christmas yarn. That's their national colors, if I'm not mistaken. So it was like perfect. He went to see his grandma, so he brought them to her. And then I started making teddy bears that look much better than the first one I was talking about. I made my first sweater that year as well. In that summertime, I went to a few more craft fairs and I started to learn the highs and lows of the setup and how that should work. I don't know why people think my name is Careen because it's a real word, but here we are.
My name is Asia, so.
I would say fast forward to now, I've been making a lot of the checker print bucket hats these days, like Sir Panda. Appreciate that. But yes, so I made this one at a birthday party for my nephew, Ethan. He turned 6. So that is the who. I would say the what is obviously her teaching me to crochet. The what, the when was in 3rd grade. And the why was because
I literally could not stay out of her yarn.
like she was getting upset. And so the first things I was taught to do, honestly, before she even showed me how to hold the hook, was to roll it in a ball. I think she was doing that because she was using me, but it's alright, you know. You gotta work for free sometimes. I would literally always be in her room when she was with us. She had an old like Game Boy Tetris situation. I don't know how to describe it. I don't even know if I could find a picture. It was like literally it only played Tetris, and it was like doo 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 doo. It was so good at it. So I used to like try to play that game. I was always in her stuff. Like you have no idea. I remember that was when I first started crocheting. Was in her room, and Cameron literally wasn't even here yet. The dude who's going to be editing this, my cousin, he wasn't even born yet. And she actually made him a really nice blanket that's like blue, green, yellow, and all that good stuff. So I was just curious how she was doing that, and she kindly taught me how to do that. So I would say that is my journey of Careen Twist. Super excited for the future. If you guys have any questions about anything, or if you guys want a better idea of how to crochet, if you guys need some tips and tricks, you can find me at Asia_Chanel_ or at Careen Twist on Facebook, Instagram as well. And thanks for watching. Peace in the Middle East.
My life will never be the same, 'cause girl, you came and changed the way I walk, the way I talk. I cannot explain these things I feel for you.